The last one I'm going to talk about is something, we just started our first pilot program for water reclamation in South Texas, and it's with Shell, who operates in Webb and Maverick County. And you know, our goal, and I'll talk about two facets. The particular technology is irrelevant, but what our goal is produced water that's flowed back from frac jobs should be used in future frac jobs. It really should be. We need to continue to push the reduction in fresh water procurement for hydraulic frac jobs. We also need to push for the usage of brackish water with our operators, and instead of fresh water. Fresh water is a commodity that is in short supply, not only because we're in a drought situation, but it's something that has better value than hydraulic fracturing. So we started this pilot program with them. We've also purchased water rights in Wilson County and Atascosa County as a company. This is the first time Halliburton's ever done this, with the stated purpose of producing brackish water from the Wilcox Formation and supplying it in the 50-mile radius to operators in that area. In that area, we're also going to put a fully permanent water reclamation site. And it doesn't matter who fracked the wells, it didn't matter if we fracked it or we didn't, it didn't matter which operator hydraulically fracked it. If they produce water within 50 miles of that area, we want them bringing that water to our site to reclamate and then resupply back out for hydraulic fracturing purposes. It's certainly the first area that Halliburton's invested in this type of scenario where we're trying to purposefully limit the amount of fresh water that's procured for hydraulic fracturing. So I'm probably already running out of time. I'm going to run through this a little bit. Am I good? Okay. Okay, thanks. Just real quick, it'll pop up. This is a big thing. So the previous hydraulic fracturing image that I showed of the frac job up in Wilson County, pretty big footprint. I think everybody here could probably agree that that's a fairly big footprint. It's a big pad. There's a lot of land that was used to create that drill site, and a lot of times that size is because that's what the hydraulic fracturing crew needs. They need that size to put their equipment and to become mobile around that, getting fuel trucks around to the different aspects, to place proppant, to place frac tanks, etc. This is our commitment, and this is what we've started. Halliburton is going into the development of their fourth generation, their fourth innovative technology in hydraulic fracturing. And we're actively building and utilizing pieces of this today. And over the next 4 years, this is what we're going to be doing. And what we get to is probably the first thing that you observe is everything now is in vertical storage, versus before everything was in horizontal storage. This will reduce our physical footprint on location by 25%. It's 25% smaller pad that can be built given the usage of this system. Also, we've removed some really big pieces of equipment right now. Our blending equipment for blending together the chemicals needed for a fluid system and bringing proppant into the scenario is a big piece of equipment. We have completely renovated that into a small skid-mounted system that feeds proppant from a gravitational vertical setting into it. We've also completely renovated the pump truck, and we'll talk about that in a couple other aspects and not answer any questions on that. The one thing that's probably the most impactful today is our sand storage. Today, a lot of people are running back and forth with fruit hops, taking proppant to and from location. These particular vertical sand storage are significantly larger in size in their capacity, and they have a smaller footprint because of the vertical size. There's a couple other aspects to it. You know, we talked earlier about the small engines and the VOCs, the small engines that are burning oil or diesel in these settings. All of these vertical settings now are all going to be powered by solar power, by solar panels, reducing both our consumption of diesel fuel and our emissions with those units. Go ahead. This is an example of where this was installed. The three big vertical proppant systems. This is in a Barnett Shale frac job, and the beta testing for this about 4 weeks ago. And what you see here is before on the Eagle Ford frac job that was in Wilson County, you saw about 8 frac horizontal frac storage devices. Here, same volume of proppant, but 3 storage devices. And also the elimination of combustible engines to run the T-belts on the mount mover to actually get the proppant into the blending devices. So this has been a serious investment from us. We actually bought a company that had this technology, and we're implementing it, and we're going to be rolling it out through our entire company. The other one is a little bit more interesting from my perspective. I'm kind of a pump and engine kind of a guy. It's been 25 years since Halliburton designed a new pump truck. The vast majority of the pump trucks that you see associated with hydraulic fracturing today are Halliburton's designs. Doesn't matter where they are, but the patents have run out from Halliburton. And so most of the hydraulic fracturing companies that are out there today use that design. This is a step change in the hydraulic fracturing business. This pump. It will permit basically an order of magnitude increase in reliability on a per pump truck basis. It will have more throughput of fluid power at pressure than any other pump in the industry by a large magnitude. So when I saw about 15 pump trucks on that one location, when we have our fleet full of these trucks, I'll have about 9. And so that's less truck traffic across the roads. And so anyways, it's a great investment. So the last thing I want to talk about is where Halliburton stands on disclosure and just education. And so if you ever have any interest in what Halliburton is doing, know that Halliburton has created a microsite. So go to Halliburton.com. One of the first things that you're going to see is hydraulic fracturing. On that website, you'll be able to find every aspect of what we do. In the future, we're going to be disclosing every single gallon of every single chemical that we pump anywhere, in accordance with the Texas Railroad Commission and other Interstate Commerce Commission guidelines. What we're also doing is we're going to disclose it on our website. So it didn't matter who we pumped it for, what the operator was, whether it was Anadarko or Shell or Magnum Hunter or whomever, you'll be able to find on that well how many gallons of what chemical we pumped. You'll also be able to find the health, safety, and environmental impacts of that particular chemical through this MSDS sheet, which will be available. We are I've been assured of this, so I'm going to try not to be misquoted. We're certainly one of the, if not the, first service company to agree to full open disclosure. We agree with it. We think it's a good thing. We certainly do feel like we should be protected on certain patent products that we don't want other companies to just be given the right of some of that R&D expense that we spent a lot of money on. But outside of that, we want to disclose absolutely everything around the health, safety, and environmental effects of everything that we pump on a daily basis. So if you're interested in what fracturing fluids we're pumping in South Texas today, I'm held accountable to have this stuff up there. So what we pumped on what well right now, I can tell you, and we can go to Halliburton.com tonight, and we can take a look at what those fluid systems are, what's in them, what its health effects are, what percentage of those chemicals make up the fracturing fluid, and what's in them. And we are openly endorsing this website. Frackfocus.org is a website that we openly endorse. It's completely bipartisan, etc. It has all these different facets of what they're trying to do. From our perspective, I think gone are the times of any form of secrecy or any form of anything. Hydraulic fracturing is a fabulous technology that's opened the doors for tremendous assets that were bypassed in years past. So I think really with that's the material that I had prepared, and I look forward to at the end of the panel's discussions to any questions. Thank you.